we would never stall or start a class.
Come.
We go right into it and then fix it as we go along.
Come.
Alright? So the words we got on the board already, right? All words are necessary when you're reading Hebrew. Minus this part, you won't take a care to notice these differences down here while you're reading Hebrew. But for the rest of them, you know what I mean? Above here, you will, right? So you're gonna see the bar almost every chapter. You're gonna see al in almost every verse, right? Al, it's gonna be written like so, right? In the Assyrian, right? You're gonna see that almost every other verse, or guaranteed every third verse. You're gonna see this, right? You're gonna see this as a tense, the ham as a possessive, the kam. You're gonna see that more often than this, right? Kaya, you're gonna see that everywhere to say for. Ba'a, very, very common Hebrew word. You're gonna see that everywhere. Aratazah to mean land or country. You're gonna see this word right here a lot, right? And then of course the ya in the middle of the tense to say past tense, right? What if I wanted to do an ing? What would I do? Instead of putting ya in the middle of a word, what would I put in the middle of a word for ing? Trooper. I know you know.
So I can also have a question on that.
You have a question on that? Okay. What's the answer, Aisha? Wow. Good. What's the question?
Oh, that one that the Yah.
Yeah.
Is that going on? I'm looking at Salaki, sir. I'm looking at by Yah. But it will be by Yah. If I want to say builder or build, can I say by Yah? By Yah? I mean by Na?
By not no. Not from what I've seen.
Come.
Right, only from what I've seen. So of course the Bible is written by Negroes, and the same how we would talk, you know what I mean, is a lot of times you will find the way how we would talk as what they would call ghetto speaking. We would speak like that back then, right? So in these times, most people couldn't even read or write. You know what I mean? The language was sculpted around how the people talked. So the way how you would naturally talk, you know what I mean, you growing up with your family, there's a way how you naturally think. And there's a way how the oppressor naturally thinks. You know what I mean? And when you're free, you just do what you do. You don't try to conform yourself to someone else's, standard of speaking or nothing like that. You know what I mean? So you have to look for things like that. We call that black talk or ebonics. If you're from the Caribbean, we call it patois, right? Or you have, for the Haitians, you have Creole, right? There's a way that's similar to how we speak in no matter what language we're talking. And that thing will be referred to as improper according to the slave master society, right? But that thing exists in the Bible. As to why they gotta have a book. We go to this book all the time. Right? We're not gonna go in the book, right? But it just goes to show, right? Even with the Jewish man being as Jewish as he is, right? Their Jewish scholars felt the need to create a book in how to understand in specific biblical Hebrew, because it's not the same as the Jewish Yiddish Hebrew, right? So they was like, all right, how do you understand this weird language that they talk in all this metaphors and they're talking very improper, right? So of course, Jewish Hebrew is not an advancement from this, even though they would like to believe that, and they even say that in this book, that they think that Jewish Yiddish language is an advancement. As a matter, let's read it. Right. You know what I'm talking about, right? We only use that one page in this whole book. Page 3. I think it's all we really need. It's the basis of everything that we say in our concerns. You know what I mean? Aisha, stand right here and read this again for me right here. From the top. From the top.
The Hebrew alphabet is the oldest in the world, still in use today.
Right. The Hebrew alphabet is the oldest in the world, right? Hebrew is the first language, not no African language. You see what I'm saying? Not no Babylonian language, not no cuneiform or no stuff like that. Not no Mesopotamian. Oh, Hebrew is, and this is, and we show this all the time, man. You know what I mean? This ain't no. First of all, this ain't no pseudo book. You know what I mean? You can bring this book into the White House to prove a point. Why am I saying that? Because this book is from a respected author, right? From where? From Yale University. Yale University says this. Big money education said this. You see what I'm saying? Big money education said this, right? Yeah, Professor.
Old slave money.
Old slave money. Jewish money too. Connecticut money. You know what I mean? The money that you could never ever dream of touching. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Keep reading.
Our own alphabet is a descendant of it by a circuitous route.
Now we're saying that English is born out of Hebrew. It's not born out of no Egyptian language. It's not born out of no, I don't know what people say, right? It's not born out of Babylon language. That's not what they're saying here in Yale University. That's not what they teach in higher education. The education that you can't afford. Read.
The text of the Hebrew Bible we use today reflects several periods of development. Originally, only
read the part again.
The text of the Hebrew Bible we use today reflects several periods of development.
So they refer to this thing as development for how they got from biblical Hebrew, right? They got right here. They got some verse from the Bible right here, right? They got all these dots. They got these dots and dashes underneath and around the words to indicate vowels, because they look at this at a time as if it was undeveloped. Throw water, Aisha, right? This is no different than they try to look at the Dark Ages and they say, oh, it wasn't dark-skinned people that was there. It was just a time of ignorance. So everything that refers to us is a time of ignorance. Right. Everything that refers to us is a time of undevelopment. Right. And they say, yeah, we find you in Africa swinging in trees with monkeys. You know what I mean? Because they like to think of us before like we had nothing. That's going to be the furthest thing from the truth. Right. Right? Our Hebrew was real Hebrew. Their Hebrew is confused Hebrew, to the point where they got to get a book to try to teach them how to understand the old culture that they, like always, stole. Right? We call them culture vultures, no problem, right? Sure. So I can clear the board. Ban is son. Right? Ban na is not daughter. Ban na, right? Being made out of son. Because you can't build anything unless your family got sons, right? Okay. If your sons don't come together, they go build for someone else. Your sons will build for somebody else, like America, right? Bana, right, is built. Okay. Banat is daughter, right? So Banat is daughter, Ban is son, and Banat is daughter. Bana is not daughter, Bana is built, right? As a matter of fact, I want to get a good example of with the ha here. I know the oppressor would throw us off with his weird academic language, and he would call this a feminine, but this is not feminine like gender, right? I don't know how much time I'm going to say this. This is not feminine like gender, as building is not feminine. Right? Women don't build buildings and empires. Sons build buildings and empires. Right? And architecture and all sorts, right? Now, can a woman learn to do some blueprint? Of course she can. She can do something. She can, she got a brain. That brain has to be, a mind is made to be productive. But sons in culture and history are the builders. Right? Good, right? Banath is daughter, right? And this is Banath, not in names. I put this on here because someone asked two classes ago, what's the difference between Banath and Bath, right? And Bath is what you see in names. I don't see Bath usually outside of names. That's not what I usually see when we read the scriptures, right? So just by what we commonly see, what's most common is Banath is the word for daughter. Bath is an indicator in names to say daughter, okay? You find something similar in this with names. You'll see something that say bar, right? If you see bar, that's in names, only in names. Right? In names, that'll be son. Right? In names. Names like Bartholomew. Bartholomew is this one right here. And that bar means son in Bartholomew. Okay? Okay, I should write that down here. Right, and bar, that bar right here is only used in the New Testament, right? This is the New Testament NT names, right? To say son, right? And there was a thing I was saying that this might come out of the word flesh. I don't know about that. The word flesh is bashar. I don't see the correspondence. I don't know if it's some heathen thing that came from the time. I can't confirm, but just in case you do know, right? If anybody is concerned, right? That's what that is. All right. Where's the eraser?
Oh, never slide.
All right, I got it right here.
Come.
Okay, so I put that down the bottom down here. Also, any questions online, right? Because anybody online, right? You will be directing the class, right? Questions in class determine in what direction the class will go. All right? Okay. Okay, let me take a picture of this right quick. As these are very fundamental for understanding certain things that we are consistently concerned about in Hebrew. Okay. Okay. Oh, for those who don't know, I put NT right here to say that I've seen this in the New Testament. All right, I've seen it in the New Testament. I can't account for it much in the Old Testament, right? There's no question online. There's no question online there, shorters, all right? Okay. Next week we're gonna bring people on the live. Next week we're not gonna do that this week, all right? Go ahead, Protazar.
Is it about Kaya? They say in Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, who?
It says that Kaya.
Aval Kaya. All right, shalom, sis. Shalom, all right? Just so while we're talking about things that we see in the Bible, of course, Shabbat Shalom is not something that's from the Bible. That's not from Israelite culture. That's from Jewish culture, right? Just so we know. Just so like the scripture says that none shall want her mate in Isaiah, right? There's been cultures that try to marry themselves with the Bible, right? So give me that scripture too. None shall want her mate, right? So right now, people are, even this book right here, bring this book again right here. I saw y'all, right? Probably sure, right? We're gonna go back to page 3, right?
I got the scripture too.
Huh? You got a scripture too?
Yeah, can I?
Give the scripture to Protazar. All right.
Isaiah 34:16.
Isaiah 34:16. Okay. Okay. Page 3, right? So of course we have the okay, go ahead with that first.
Where should I start?
Right from the top again.
The Hebrew alphabet is the oldest in the world, still in use today.
Oh, from where we left off before.
By the time of the Israelite kingdoms, some consonants, Ya, Wa, and Ha, were used to indicate certain vowels.
Okay.
The Ha was an A, the Ya was I or E, and the Wa was O or U. These letters continue to be used as consonants as well. Much later in the Middle Ages.
Where's the part where it says there was only originally?
Originally, only the consonants were used.
Okay, originally, all the consonants were used. Give me Jeremiah 6:16. I shall y'all, right?
I got it right here. So.
Originally, only the consonants were used. Go ahead, Partisan.
Come.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16.
That's not what I wanted.
Oh,
I wanted that next. Give me Jeremiah 6:16.
Oh, Jeremiah.
No, not you, Partisan.
Okay.
Jeremiah
Stay there, Partisan.
Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see.
So now, of course, there appears to be many roads to being an Israelite. You can go join the purple group. You can join the candy canes. You can join this group and that group. You look at the Jewish man, you might claim that he stole your culture. Right? And the Lord said to do what from the top?
Thus saith the Lord.
This is thus saith the Lord. The Most High said is Jeremiah. Right? The word of the Most High the word of the Most High through Jeremiah. Read.
Stand ye in the ways.
Stand in the path. Now the ways, way and path is the same thing in Hebrew. Way, path. It's going to say path in a second. Path is the rock. Da rock. Okay, keep reading.
And see.
And see.
And ask for the old paths.
And ask for the old path. Right? So when the book says that what? Only the consonants was used, only the consonants were used in the old path. You gotta look at these new paths where they're using O's and U's and V's and F's. You gotta ditch that new path because the commandment. If we obey the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, right? The command was to ask for the old path and not use these new paths that do not give us peace. Or it goes to say right here. Go on, read.
Where is the good way?
Where is the good way? Where is the good one too? Where our belief should be ayah, right? Where is the good way? Right? So now the new way of being a Jewish person, right? Speaking Hebrew like the Jewish man, he will call good, right? He would say tov, Tov. Right? Read that part again. From the top.
Thus saith the Lord. Stand ye in the ways and see. And ask for the old path.
And there's one way that says tough, and then there's ask for the what way?
Ask for the old path.
And the old path says this is a wa, right? This right here, this is that ta comes right here, right? Ta, right? And then V, that V right here, right? Comes from ba, right? So it's not tough. It's ta, wa, ba, tawab. All right? So that's what the old path would say, because there's no consonants. There's no vowels, only consonants. Read a part about the consonants again. I know you took up the page, right? So ta, and now we have to, in English now, we have to write for your English mind, for your English speaking mind, right? You need something?
Oh, no. If I may, sir, I want to know, can you put that only the continents? Because right now that's what they're talking about in the chat.
Okay. You want to see where it says that?
Yeah. You want to
okay. So hold it. Put a nice for the camera.
The person's new one is.
Yeah.
They want to learn the language. So right now we're breaking down.
Okay. No sweat, right? So of course this is a book that we got from Yale University. We just expressed that, right? This book is from Yale University, right? This is not any pseudo book. We didn't make this book. We don't write this book. You know what I mean? This is from scholars, Bonnie Pedrati, who else? Vicky Hoffa, Rebecca Ashwright, respected Jewish scholars too. And these people are Jewish. And they're saying this about the culture that they believe is theirs. Originally, right here. Originally, only, hold up, good and nice up right there. There you go. Right? Let it focus. There we go, right there, right? Originally, only the consonants were used, right? So there was no vowels used, right? And it goes on to say, by the time of the Israelite kingdoms, they're referring to Jewish kingdoms. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about recently in Germany. That's what they're talking about. Germany and Ukraine. That's what they're talking about, right? They started using these consonants as vowels, right? As vowels. They turned the B into a V, right? So what does that mean, right? We're learning that we're Israelites, and of course, there's this stumbling block out there called Jewish culture, right? Stopping us from learning who the hell we are and being an Israelite the proper way as our forefathers did. All right? Is there any more on the next verse on here? All right? Let it be considered. Read the next chapter right there.
These letters continue to be used.
Hold it up first properly, right there. Read now.
These letters continue to be used as consonants as well.
Right. So these letters were still used as consonants. Make no goddamn sense, right? They were used as consonants as well as being used as vowels. So you're gonna see this as a H, right? And then you're gonna see this as an A in some places. You're gonna see this as a Y in some places, and then you're gonna see this as an I or an E in some places. You're gonna see this right here with the same O in Tav, right? Which is Tawab, because this is a Y. It's like a W in sound, right? As we would call it today in English. And then there's an O that they use in Tav to say good. So this right here is a W, a O, or a U. This right here is 3 letters according to the Jewish man. This right here is 3 letters according to the. It makes no goddamn sense. That's why they call it Babylon, who are to be destroyed. A place of confusion. All right? So confused that they say, you know what? This is so confusing. We're gonna have to add some indicator to it. We need a green light on a red light and a yellow light to this foolery. And they say, you know what? We're gonna put these dots and dashes. As a matter of fact, let the Jewish scholars tell you about it. Let them tell you about it. Keep reading from here, wherever you're at.
Much later in the Middle Ages, a system of dots and dashes was devised to indicate every vowel.
Much later in the Middle Ages, right? This is the same Israelite kingdom they're talking about with developments. The Middle Ages, that's when they became Jewish, between trying to not become Christian and Muslim. They converted to Judaism, right? They created a system of dots and dashes, which is what you see on the front right here. This is what they're talking about. They got the Bible, right, without the extra wahs and ha's in there, right? So this is what they would call biblical Hebrew right here. Where you go in your Tanakh and Torah and see. And they looked at this thing so sacred, they would not change it. They would not add them extra ha's and wahs in there. That's what they were saying. So you don't see any extra ha's and wahs around here, right? Everything is where it's intended to be. The feminine is intended to be as a ha, right? You just go look at the dots to see whether this is the ha or this is some additional vowel. This was preserved, right? This was preserved, and then they put these dots and dashes in there to say we would add a vowel in here or something. We would add some. We would add a O or A or E, some vowel. All right. Are we done on that? This was done by the what? Read that right there.
By scholars we call Masoretes.
Right. This is the Masoretes that all of the GOCC is afraid of. They're afraid of the Masoretes, and they try to say that the Lord's name was changed by the Masoretes. But by that time,
the text was so sacred that the vowel letters Yah, Wad, Ha could not be removed. So the dot dash system was used in addition to the vowel letters.
Right. So there was a thing that was going on with the text that they considered sacred, that they did not want to change. All right, that's the point of that. So it's saying something that don't make no sense. But what they are saying without saying is that they look at this as sacred. So they did not write it over with a bunch of extra Y's and Yahs in there. All right, we're done with that. Right, we understand, right? Hope everybody understands, right? So everybody, shalom, peace be to you all, right? Good. We got Isaiah.
Oh, come. Isaiah, yeah, Isaiah, come.
Okay. So we're gonna get the as a matter of fact, here's what we're gonna do, right? You're gonna put the scripture. You're gonna put the alphabet on the board, right? You're gonna write it nice and big. I'm gonna erase this, right? I just had the eraser. Go ahead, Professor.
Oh, Shalaki, if
Huh?
possible.
About God, how was
The ancient or the
ancient? Always the ancient.
Shalaki, I wonder if possible.
Yes,
Can we still do Leviticus for the fruits, the Feast of First Fruits?
You're gonna just get the chapter and verse ready, all right?
Come.
Let's start with A, right? So of course there's 22 letters. We don't call them letters, we call them pictographs, right? There's 22 pictographs, right? Split that in two, you want 11. So number 6 should be right around here. So we got 4, 5, and then we want 6 to be right around here, right? Good, right? And then on down to 11 over here. So 12, 13, all the way down to 22 down here, right? Okay. And then Professor, you got the other scripture for me, right, Isaiah?
Come.
Please.
Come. Bring it up. Isaiah.
Make it bigger.
Come.
Mm-hmm.
Over here.
Good. Oh, flat. Do it over here.
Like this.
Mm-hmm. Press the slide. There you go. Go back up. We'll go to the street right now.
Come.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Now we want verse what? 16? What is verse 16?
Come.
Okay. 16. Okay, good. That's not the one I wanted. Oh, that is the one I wanted. Good. Read.
Come.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Seek ye out of the book of the Most High
Uh-huh.
and read.
Now the book of the Most High was written in Hebrew, right? Seek the Lord, and there's a commandment from the Most High. Seek out of the book of the Most High and read. This is a thing that the UPK did, that the Christians did not do. The Christians did not do this, and many fake Israelites groups don't do this, acting like they met on the Most High. Don't know what's in the damn Bible. Come against us and get crushed. All right? Keep reading.
Come. No one.
Hold on. You're gonna put beside it now. La cow, baya, tent, gamal, camel, right? Good, perfect size. Go ahead, press it again.
Come. No one of these shall fail.
So when Jeremiah said, seek the old path, and in that old path is where you're gonna find peace. Meaning what? You follow the old path, you're not gonna be the 2/3. The 2/3, what people always talk about the 2/3. The 2/3 are people who have joined themselves onto something else besides being an Israelite, and they gave in to temptation, right? The 2/3 are people that have what? From the top.
From the top. Jeremiah, chapter 16.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. So the 2/3 did not seek out of the book of the Lord and read. All right? Keep reading.
Come.
No one.
No one of these shall fail.
Right. So when Jeremiah said, seek ye the old path, that old path is not going to fail. Right? And that's why in the UPK, we're so staunch about the old path. We want the old path to do everything as it was left off. Keep reading.
none shall want her mate.
Right. None shall want her mate because someone is trying to mate some outside doctrine, ideology with the old path, with the Bible. They're trying to make this new thing. So, oh, that's biblical days. We got to do with modern times, as they say. Or you UPK guys, you guys are too strict. You guys are strict like the old path. We got to be more reasonable. We need some advancements according to time. You know what I mean? You want to make something with the truth, right? Keep reading it.
For my mouth it have commanded.
And the Most High's mouth has commanded for the old path. Right? Keep reading.
And his spirit it have gathered them.
And the Lord's Spirit has gathered the brothers together for that old path. All right? The Spirit of the Most High gathered every word in his book. And those words in his book is to be performed even when Jeremiah says, seek not the old path. All right? Mm-hmm. So, of course, we have the ending of the Feast of First Fruits coming up. I believe, what day is that?
May 29th.
May 29th. So today is what, the 16th, the 17th? So in about 12 days. Roughly around 12 days.
The 19th, sir.
The 9th. Today's the 19th? Oh, damn. Oh, Salaki.
That's right.
Bills always just creep up on you like that. You even know the days of bills is coming. All right. So, and then, so today's the 19th. And it's on the 29th, you said, right? So in exactly 10 days is the ending of the Feast of First Fruits. And what part of the scripture in particular you wanted to part this out?
I wanted because we're going to start on Leviticus chapter 23, verse 10.
Okay. Okay. So you want to? Is there a particular words you wanted in here?
Oh no, I wanted the whole like breakdown and be able to read the whole thing.
Okay, good. That's a good thing you're doing there too. The next verse is the same. Is the same holiday too, right? Holiday meaning holy day, right? Holy holiday. The word holiday comes from holy day. Right? There's nothing holy about Christmas or Easter, right? Okay. That ka is kawama, right? Kawama, right? WAMAH, and that is you know what that is? Offense. Very good. Okay. Very good. It's a basket. There you go. Tana'a. Okay, very good. Tuan, right?
That's right.
Samak, Sanak, or Samak is flag, right? It's Tuan. Samak is not. Samak is established, right? It is a figure of flag. You're right. But we establish territory with flags. You know what I mean? So it's to establish, right? We're gonna see the word establish. We're gonna see the word establish more than we're gonna see flag. Bring my screen big again. Right? We're gonna come to that in a second, all right? Okay. All right. So on the board here now, strong trooper Aisha Yada. He put the alphabet on the board. Gave me the pictograph definition of pictograph. Right. So these what we have here are referred to as what they would call pictographs, right? Pictographs, and we're going to get the definition. You got it?
Pictograph, a pictorial symbol for a word or phrase.
Stand up and echo that voice.
Pictograph, a pictorial symbol for a word or phrase.
The pictorial symbol. The pictorial symbol for what?
For a word or phrase.
For a word. So these are all pictorial symbols for words. Now, where are they getting this information from? Is that what's that you reading?
Oxford Language Dictionary.
Now this is from Oxford Language Dictionary. Oxford is another respected university in the earth.
That's right.
Oxford is the top college in England. In England, right? Outside of they call it Reading, the area, Reading or Oxford. No, Oxford is the area, as a matter of fact, right outside of what they call Reading, right outside of West London, right? And they said that the pictographs are what?
A pictorial symbol.
It's a pictorial symbol. There's that die right there too. That die is where you get the letter D from. That die is where you get what we call the shield of David, because David's name is made out of two what we would call letter D's today, right? So we got one triangle, which is one dot, and then we got another triangle, which is another dot. Now, anybody who knows the Bible, anybody who have did what the Lord said, which is seek out of the book and read, right? You read in the book of Esther where kings made signatures out of the letters of their name. You read in 1 Kings where kings made signatures out of the letter of their names. And you read in 2nd Esdras chapter 10, where they took this seal of our king and turned it to shame, right? And that's that dot right there. Now, of course, all these pictographs are to emulate the first syllable of the word that they come from. Hold on, Professor. You want to say something?
Come. Oh, it's like I also had a question on this.
Uh-huh.
If I say it's the Magun Dawada, would I say this in Hebrew? Ha Magun Ma Dawada.
Ha Magan Ha Dawada. I would say yes. Only from what I've read. Maybe not. Okay, it depends. To say the shield of David, they always okay. I'm giving some example, right? When they would say the holy books, they would say Ha Qadash Ha Sapar.
Come.
Just like that. You know what I mean? I believe this had a similar thing, right? The Hebrew in this right here, right? When you read in the what chapter? Look for the chapter where it says King of Kings, Lord of Lords, right? We got a Jewish Tanakh over here too. We're gonna get it. We can get it Jewish Tanakh too, right? But it will say Ha the Kings of the King or something like that. Or it will say Ha Malak Ha. I gotta look for it again, right?
It's on the top, right on. You want the old one?
The Jewish, the New Testament, Tanakh.
Oh, the New Testament.
It's not
big. It's not big. I'll grab it.
I haven't seen that thing in a long time. I used to teach her that. Don't worry on Aisha, because we don't have the New Testament in Hebrew right now, right? But of course, when you're reading the New Testament in Hebrew, right? The brothers translated from English, right? Shall means of, formerly, right? Formerly, right? But of course, there's a way how we speak in biblical Hebrew where we would not word it the same way as that, right? But that still means the same thing. Okay? So I'm gonna save that for when we get our hands back on the. I got one at home. Right? I'm gonna bring next week.
Come, remind me.
Okay, come, right? Okay. Okay, so Allah, I is for Allah, which is a cow. Ba is for Bayat. Can anybody see what's on the board? If you can see what's on the board, type a 1 in the chat, right? Wherever you are, right? Right? God is for Gamal. Because if you can't see, then I'll bring it closer. But if nobody type a 1, then I'm gonna assume that everybody's fine. I don't care if you're an enemy, you know what I mean? You know, you type in 1 to say you can see, it's fine, you know what I mean? It's no big deal, right? Everyone's allowed in this class as long as they're Israelite TD Jakes is allowed to watch the class if he's still alive, right? I know Eddie Long is dead, so he can't watch this class no more, right? But if you're an enemy, you know, it's cool. You know what I mean? You know, be in the chat. You know, if you say something offensive, then of course we're gonna defend it. But if you're not being offensive, then you know you're cool to interact or whatever the case may be, right? You have a camp spot. Sometimes we share a camp spot that another Israelite group would use, and you know we communicate, right? The younger men in these fake Israelite camps may not know, right? But you know, Captain Desire will come to whoever whoever you answer to, and he would say, okay, you have this spot here on what days, and we'll be on Saturday, and they'll do some other day, right? So that is a thing that you know happens. You know, you look in the videos and people see it, right? That we use the same camp spot. You know, sometimes we take your camp spot. You know what I mean? But there's some form of communication. You know what I mean? A brother who wrongs us, you know, we defend it. All right. So please don't be full shy. Friends, family, and enemies. You know what I mean? By all means, Caucasians. You know what I mean? You're Caucasian, you're Arab. You know what I mean? You're Jewish. No problem, man. Interact in the chat. It's all good. Ask questions. Right? We like all questions. All right. So it's not, oh, it's a Jewish attacking. No. Right. But I will say that, you know, and teaching the class properly, right? That there's no vowels in Hebrew. There's no letter V's and there's no F's. Those things were not. There was no X's. There's no X sound in Hebrew. You know, it's not. And I have to teach people that. There's 22 characters here. In English, they got 26, and in English they don't got. In English, you don't got a ka, and in English you don't have a taza. Right, where you get the word tazad from, which means side, right? Okay. Yes, Professor.
They posted a card.
Okay.
A card. Also, I had one from El Hanan. Hanan. Say, is he African?
No. Do I look African? Yeah, you can take it down. Yeah, there's no Hamites allowed in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, right? You might come across an African in here, but that African is an Israelite by bloodline. Hamites are not allowed in the Israelite School of UK. By Hamites, I mean the Igbo, right? But the Igbos are not Israelites. They enslaved Israelites and sold Israelites, right? The Yoruba, all your favorite ones, all of the ones that are prominent, like the Bible said, right? Because the Israelites are meant to be at the bottom of society, right? The Igbo, the Oyo, the Aga, the Fulani, the Yoruba, right? Those are Hamites, right? They're not Israelites. You know what I mean? For the Israelites, you have to look in the ghettos under those people. Right. You have to look for the people who their society hides, like how New York one time hid black people. One time, you go look at some old videos of New York, you would never know that black people lived in New York. You see what I'm saying? Until they show the video of the cab driver. Right. Right? So that's how the world works. If you go look at Vietnam, there's Negroes in Vietnam because the brothers from the United States went there and got all of the Vietnamese prostitutes pregnant. All of them. I'm talking about every single last one. And Judah has a population of Vietnam that the Vietnamese will never ever show you unless, you know, for some reason she one appears to come in a documentary. Right. Same goes with Japan. Same goes with Ghana, Nigeria, anywhere in Africa. Right? So of course, one particular Israelite tribe in Africa, the one you never heard this before, the Awe tribe. You've never heard of them, right? You just never heard of them. Tribe of Benjamin, Awe tribe in Africa. You've never heard of African mention that. You know, I mean, Africans talk about them when it's time to make money of them or to use them or abuse them or to capture them and work for free, and then before they run off or something like that. But you will never hear about no Awe tribe. Or that Lemba tribe is not Israelites. Lemba, all the ones you've heard about, right? It's not them, right? That's why, and then the scripture goes on to say that what? Take no notice of them, because what? Because they're greater than you. You look up to these people because they got a country for themselves and they got land for miles and miles out, and they got gold and they got diamonds and they got, you know what I mean? Look for the people that are hidden. That's what Psalms. Didn't Psalms say that? Psalms said the nations come together, right? To do what? Give me Psalms 83 right quick. Go ahead, Professor.
So also go what you were saying. You can't forget about the in Sierra Leone that the African Americans would fight against the Africans.
Yeah. Yeah.
To stop slavery.
Negroes went back running from slavery in America. Negroes went back to Africa. And when they went there, they encountered people that were literally trying to eat them. You see what I'm saying? And they call it Liberia today. Liberia because the brothers had to fight tooth and nail and death, right? And to kill people who are trying to murder them.
That's right.
Say, yo, the Africans were like, what are you doing coming back here? Right? The brothers believe that they're from Africa. The Africans wasn't having that. You see what I'm saying? They had a straight up brutal, bloody, I'm talking about chopping of arms and legs. Brutal, bloody war, bloodbath happened in Liberia for the brothers to try to survive and not get murdered by the Africans that they thought were their family. Right? So you gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful out there, man. You know what I mean? You know, be led by ignorance, blind lead the blind. Process. I need Aisha to say the scripture.
Oh,
me,
come.
Go ahead, Aisha.
Psalms 83 and verse
4.
Verse 4. They have said, "Come and let us."
They have said, "Come and let us
cut them off from being a nation."
Cut them off from being an Israelite. Right? That's what these nations have said. Cut them off from being a nation, meaning what? A race. So all the nations, their goal is to absorb you into being an American. Absorb you as a British citizen. See what I'm saying? Make you a what? A part of the Commonwealth. Absorb you into an Igbo. Absorb you into a Ashanti. But you're not the Ashanti. You know who did it? They did this in a movie. It was the woman king too.
Come.
Right? They had the what tribe was supposed to be again?
The homie.
The homie. That was them. Famous slave catchers. And guess who the slaves was? It was not other African tribes. Because they were going to link with the other African tribes. They show you in the movie like, yo, we got our beef with you. We go to war with you, right? But we got beef with you, right? But they had the Israelites in slavery. You know what I mean? And then they go on the beach and see the enemy selling us. And then they're like, no, that's not our way. We're trying to keep our servants for ourselves. You know what I mean? and then the other tribe was selling them, and then the other guy and the homie was like, yo, we're gonna the white guy came to him like, yo, we want to buy some of the people that you got here. You see what I'm saying? And they put it right in front of your face, but they never say Israelites. They never say, as a matter of fact, they did say in the Shaka Zulu movie. The Shaka Zulu in the first chapter, in the first episode. There's no way we can get it, right? See if we can get it on the TV in a second. We won't say presses up.
It's like I think it's property rights, but they did say.
I'd like to play that one. You're right. You're right.
Let's
get the sound and not the video. Right? See if we can get the sound on the TV. So not on the computer. Leave the computer alone. Right? And we're gonna go on and see if we can get the remote to the TV. I believe it was on Netflix. Right? Hold on.
I know what he said. I remember.
I remember what he said too.
Because they leaving out of here like the Israelites who left out of Egypt.
Yeah. Who said that?
The British man.
The British man said that.
The white British
and
man.
The white British man wanted to. Go on.
If I may, they were discussing about. You know what I'm saying? They were discussing about peace. They were discussing about the British man was discussing about peace with the Zulus.
Yeah.
So Shaka Zulu was saying, yo, what you mean about peace? You know what I mean? And he said, yo, your ancestors gonna be here you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying, for a long period of time, but you're not indigenous to this land, we are.
Right.
Who you want to be? You know what I mean? Then he say, well, it's not like what you're doing right now to these people who's leaving out of here, like the Israelites out of Egypt. Shaka Zulu at the same time was talking about peace, but he was selling, you know what I'm saying, so-called Africans to the British.
Yes,
during the time when he did, during the time when he was talking about peace with the British.
He was talking about peace with the British. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then the oppressor looked on the ground and said, "Yo, these are the wandering Jews of Africa, running away from Shaka's something." Oh, you find it?
Yeah,
Oh, we found a video. Send Prentice out that video. Send Prentice that video, right? We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that on here, right? Right. The oppressor of the devil, the Bible speaks, okay? Okay. So as we go on, right? Before time runs on, right? Right. Any questions in Hebrew online? Please let me get those. Right. While I start getting that, see if there's no question online. Right. Quick, Prentice out. Because I want to advance from this, right? We do this every week, so people forgot this already, right? Hana, it was not Hana, Slack, it's Hana, right? So, Slack, right? This right here is Hana with a H. Okay, Hana with a H, right? Hana, you see this most commonly as behold, right? But this is how we say here. There's no other word to say here in Hebrew than Hana, because behold became here. I'm here, right? It's like a way of presenting yourself. I'm here, I'm present. Behold me, right? To say I am here, they will say Hanania. To say Hana and Anya. Anya means I am. Hana means behold, or behold, look, right? And then that became the word to say here. So say I'm here, Hanania. All right, good. Right? Wawa is a fish hook, right? Right? Kawama is a fence. Ta for Tana'a is basket. Ya for yard is hand. Ka for cup is the palm of your hand. La for lamad is learn. Right? La is that lamad is supposed to be it's the shape of a walking stick before the writing got consolidated, right? Right? By the last authorized rulers of our kingdom, right? There was a consolidation over time, right? As to what the scholars from Yale, they tried to mix the philosophy of Jewish culture with the actual progressing of the language, right? Play that, right? Play that. Blend it in. Let me help you. Right? They should be able to hear it in the computer. But we want to hear it, right?
That's what I'm doing. That's for us, so we can hear it also.
Okay.
I'm taking out the visual, just the sound, so it's a lot. We don't put
Okay.
Copyright touch something the sound.
Okay. As a matter of fact, you're absolutely correct. Let's not play the video. Let's play the sound. Okay. Look at this, right? Look at this right here. Put the screen big. No, put the screen not on here. Put the screen big on screens right here. Yeah. Huh? Hold on. Can't hear it. Start it over. Listen now, listen. They're trying to reach their unknown destination alive. What destination is that? They're referring to the sheep of Israel being lost. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to reach a destination alive. Turn it off. Now, the emulation of brothers sitting down, right? Those were the Israelites over there sitting down, and they what? He mentioned Shaka, right? Shaka now the mighty warlord of the Hamites here. Well, the Israelites know that this is not our family. This is our enemy, right? While they were in Africa. The what? The banished of Southeast Africa. There were people in Africa that were banished. Why are they banished from there? Because they're not from there. That's the whole idea. You see what I'm saying? The same how we're banished in New York. They see you're black behind on the corner. What do they want to do? Hey, hey, go against the wall. But do you have anything that's gonna poke me? Huh? You know where you're going today, huh? You know they talk in New York. All right. And the curse of the Bible says that you cannot go in your own streets. Curse be you when you go out, curse be you when you go in. You missed that part. You missed that part. Really, say it again. The Israelites was running to the white man who was going to bring them in slavery. Running. The brothers ran into slavery, saying, "Yo, we gotta get out of Africa." That is what he just said, the British guy. And this movie is made from records. All right.
You can't get the sound.
We can't get what sound?
There's no sound coming through.
There's no sound.
You coming through, but not this.
Okay. Anybody online, right? Can you hear the sound coming out of the TV that we're playing here? If you can hear a sound coming out of the TV, right? Put a 1 in the chat that you can hear the devil talking in the show. All right. All right. We're gonna go a little bit again. We'll play a part again. That was history right there. Right, they're running from Shaka's spears right into the hand of the British slave traders, is what they said. Play it again. Now hold on. He named about like 5 tribes that you've never heard of before in your life. All right, and the Israelites hiding in Africa are going by these strange African names, right? As they melted themselves into the culture of their oppressors, like we always do. The same how we speak English today, all right? How could you get banished, right? How could you get banished from a place if it's your place? If you're all as one and happy in Africa, and this is where you got to go back to, how did you get banished from there? Because it was never your place to be there. It was not your land. Those people were not you. And that's southeast Africa is where they always try to say the Lemba tribe. In the Lemba tribe in South Africa, you got banished from South Africa. Is what they said in the Shaka Zulu series. They can't hear. It's very low. Okay, no problem. I'm gonna explain it as it goes along. You can watch this in your own time, right? This right here is a what? Put it on there just for a second.
Come.
Right? So this is the name of the video. We're not gonna play on here, right? But you can look at this video in your own time, right? What it says right here, right? Shaka Zulu, Wandering Jews of Africa. You go watch that in your own time and listen to what the devil is saying here. All right? Let me take that down, right? Now they're saying that they're running from Shaka Zulu. Because in Africa, you was being hunted by the Lemba tribe. You was being hunted by the Lemba. You was being hunted by the Igbo. You was being hunted by the Yoruba. You was being hunted by the Fulani. And you ran from them, right? You ran from them, ran to where? Ran to the slave ships that you knew was going to get you out of that place. They ate your children alive, they said. Come on, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Israelites in Africa. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? You gotta look for the tribes, right? That you don't never hear about. You'll find your people there. The ultimate victims in recent history. God damn. Is that not our life? That's our life. We are the ultimate victim. In any part of history you go to, we are the ultimate the victims in recent history. Right now, we're 2 million in prison strong in America. We are the ultimate victims of recent history. You know what I mean? The crack epidemic. We are the come on, right. Come on, right. Come on. Yeah, the what? Hold on. We are the wandering Jews of Africa. The same as how we are the wandering Negroes of America, trying to find our way home. Say, oh, one brother said, we're Moors. One brother said, we're Pan-Africans, we gotta go to Africa. Another one says, we're Kemet. Another one says, we're Israelites. Let's go to Dimona. That's not even Israel. Because we're the wandering Jews of the planet, scattered to the four corners of the earth. Right? The one here, you're looking at the wandering Jews of Africa. Read. It's like a plate. Fleeing the what? Fleeing the fear of Shaka. Huh? You sound like Pharaoh, right? And that's us today. We're right now, we're hiding from Biden. That's what we're doing right now, hiding from Biden. Running from Trump. Running from Thomas Jefferson. Running from Nixon. Running from whoever. Because we will be the what? The most recent victims in history. Into the Babylon captivity of slavery. In other words, we said, yo, we got to get the hell out of here. Let's go into slavery in America. That's what the brother said. Okay.
Should come up right now.
Gonna come right now?
Yeah, go to the studio. Go back.
Jews of Africa, fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka into the Babylonian captivity of slavery.
All right, let me.
Camera.
Okay, Salakia. Right, there we go. Fleeing, you're right, fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka, because Pharaoh was a Hamite, like our Shaka Zulu was a Hamite. All right, and we left from Egypt in history, and what did we do? We were right into Babylonian slavery. And that's what we did. And he said the same thing happening again. They're fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka right into what? New Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, America. All right? So that's for all of your, you go find someone who doesn't believe the Israelites, you go share them that video, right? I'm surprised it was on YouTube. I'm surprised. You know what I mean? No problem. Hebrew. Get some Hebrew. Any question online, right? Question online, Hebrew question online, let's get it, man.
We got it right here.
We gotta do Leviticus 23. I wanted Ezekiel 23 and 24.
Right here. All right, we got one question by Olivia Arnold. Why was J never in the Hebrew language?
By who? Why J was never in the Hebrew language? Because mankind didn't invent a J yet. Right? J, there was no J, there was no X, there was no there was none of the vowels. There was no A, there was no V, right? There was no O, there was no U. Even the A and the I is not the same A and I as what we have, but the reason why we say I is because of I in Hebrew. Because that I is literally an I. Because the shape of I in Hebrew, right? We call it I Yun. And the letter is taken on the first syllable of the word that came from Ayan. Right? And that became the word I literally. Because like it said, even the English is born out of the Hebrew. Our own language comes out of it by a circuitous root, it said. Did you say that? Right? And that I became I. You see what I'm saying? Right? That I became I. Right? But when you say E for this, 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 right? It's not used in that way. This is used as I. Like in English, you say this is A, but the sound is A. This is I, the sound is E. We don't do that with Hebrew. This is I, and the sound is I. And the letter is I, and the sound is I. I. All right? This is the letter J, and the sound is J. No, that's not Hebrew. This is the letter X, and the sound is X. No. All right? This right here comes out of the letter B. There's no F in Hebrew neither. There's no F. F was born out of the letter P. Right? All right? J on purpose. This might be the sister's question. The letter J, right, was on purpose. Give me the part in Exodus where we called on the Most High and he had respect unto us. Right? According to why these heathens, mainly the Catholic Church, because the letter J was invented by the Catholic Church. Right? This light right here is getting shining on the board. Right? This is a way to not make it so shine on the board so strong.
Yeah, I see. I see it right there. Let's see, I can move it.
So you can shine it on the wall or something where you can reflect onto the board.
Come.
All right? You got a scripture, Aisha?
Exodus chapter 2 verse 25.
There you go.
And God looked upon the children of Israel.
And the Lord looked upon the children of Israel. Now this is the same. Now we got to reflect to a time where we're about to be dragged into America to do 40 years of slavery, the Israelites, being gathered from Africa and from Europe and from the Middle East as Muslims, being dragged to America, right, in the 1600s to serve 40 years of slavery. All right. Read.
And God had respect unto them.
And God had respect unto them. Why? Did he say why?
Wow.
Give me one verse up.
And God heard their groaning.
And God heard their groaning.
And God remembered his covenant with Abraham.
And God remembered his covenant. And now, what are they groaning to? What verse you read again?
Verse 24.
Oh no. What? Exodus what?
2.
Exodus 2 and 24. Right?
Count.
Mm-hmm. Give me verse 23.
And it came to pass in process of time that the king of Egypt died.
And Shaka Zulu was just like the Pharaoh of Egypt too. Just like them. Keep reading.
Then the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage.
And the children of Israel died by the reason of the bondage. Now, when a Pharaoh dies, the Pharaoh takes to the grave his cat, his dog, and his servants. They wrap him all up, as if to take them to the afterlife with him. That's how the Hamites think. So if you're an Israelite and you're a servant and he died, you die too. You see what I'm saying? Because they're not going to kill you. They're going to put you alive under the ground to serve him in the afterlife. That's how they think. You're going to be a servant to this African forever. That's what they had in their mind. Even when he dies, they're going to live and serve his son. These people got they think different. We're not all the same. These people think different. You don't die and his son inherit you. He dies and you go under the ground and serve him while he's dead in the grave, wrapped up like he's wrapped up. So yeah, yo, they put the wife in the damn coffin with them. That's how these people think. He go in the coffin and she gonna go in the coffin right beside Pharaoh alive and get buried. That's how nice for you. Keep reading.
And they cried, and their cry came up to God by reason of the bondage.
And their cry went up to the Most High. You know what I mean? So at some point, they said, somebody's saying, yo, we gotta cry to the Most High. We can't cry to Ra. We can't cry to Isis. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading.
And God heard their groaning.
And God heard their groaning. Because why? The Israelites are praying to him. And they're not praying to some statues from dog head. Ain't praying to no statues, no dog head, no bird head. Silliness. Keep reading.
And God remembered his covenant with Abraham.
And when they called unto the Most High, right? The God of their own race, then yeah, God said, yeah, this is my people. I didn't make the covenant with them. They cried unto me, and they remember that covenant that I made with their fathers, and they cried unto the God of their fathers. Okay, I hear them now. Read.
With Isaac and with Jacob. And God looked upon the children of Israel, and God had respect unto them.
And God had respect unto them. Now, you can't cry unto the Lord if you don't know how to say his name. You see what I'm saying? So, of course, the Lord's name was Yahweh. Right? And it says that the Lord's name in the next chapter, Exodus chapter 3. Right? You know, go there, right? They call this the this right here, right? Let's write it. Let me get some more room to write it, right? Now, of course, the Lord's name is a sacred name. You don't write his name on your book. You don't write his name on a t-shirt. You do not use the Lord's name in vain. You do not write the Lord's name on their headbands. If you see someone doing that, they're using the Lord's name in vain. Right? This was called, right? Let me write on the board. Right? This was what the oppressors called a tetragrammaton. Tetragrammaton. Right? They call it a tetragrammaton. Right? You got that verse? See if you can look some of. I'm gonna get it right. Go ahead, Princess out.
So you're saying the Most High name, the so-called European call it the tetragrammaton.
Yeah, the so-called European calls it a tetragrammaton. Right? This is the same name that the Jewish man he saw the words in the Tanakh were so sacred. He did not want to change the name. This was the name. Right? As Exodus 3 is going to explain his name. Right? Of course, the heathens doing all kind of silly stuff with his name, thinking it's going to give power to their foolery. Putting it in a pyramid and doing this and that. They don't know what they're doing. Using the Lord's name in vain. Doing nothing with it, right? There we go, right? A tetragrammaton, right? The 4 Hebrew letters usually transliterated. Yeah. Of course, there's no vowels in Hebrew. So they took the 4 letters and they tried to sound it out in translation, right? They tried to sound it out by word or write it out by word in English letters, right? And you see here, right? Over here, the Y got swapped out with the J, and the W got swapped out with the V. That form a biblical proper name of God, right? So God is a proper name. And that name has been hidden for a long time because of the Catholic, Roman Catholic Church who murdered our king. Right? The Catholic Church who crucified our king and murdered our king. And I'm saying murder because he didn't commit a crime. That's right. You know what I mean? But no sweat. You know what I mean? That way he was made as a sacrifice to the Most High for all of our sins. And we gotta look at that and evaluate ourselves for a man who died for us. That's right. You know what I mean? When we the one that deserved death and he did not. All right? So they turn this Y right here. This Y. They turn this into a J. Right? And they add European vowels to the name. And then they go say Yahweh. Right? They go say Yahweh. They go say J. They go. You see how they put Yahweh here with no vowel in here? They took no vowel here, right? But then they go write Jehovah and put a vowel here. Right? Just to make sure that either way, you ain't calling on the Lord's name. You do it with a Y or you do it with a J, you ain't calling on the Lord's name. Right. Because the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And you go add an E in there. Right? They can't see what I wrote on the board right here, right? All right, so that's what they did, right? Okay. They put a vowel sound behind the H here. They remove a vowel here. So either way, you don't say the Lord's name. Either way. You know what I mean? And then they go give you this ignorance called Christianity. And now you're calling the Lord's name Yah. Or if you follow GOCC, who got infiltrated by the Jesuits, they're gonna say this ain't even God's name at all. You're gonna say Ahaya Sharahaya. Give me the verse where the Lord said his name is not Ahaya Sharahaya, but his name is this. Read.
Exodus chapter 3 and verse 13.
And then all the universities saying the Masoretes, who everyone would say changed the Bible, right? They considered the Bible sacred, that they did not want to change it in Hebrew. All these lies out there. The lies that did what? The dragon, Revelations 12. He poured out a flood out of his mouth to swallow up the woman. And the earth came and they what? Opened up and swallowed up the flood. Meaning to do what? Get rid of all these lies. That book was one of the things to swallow up that flood. Meaning the earth, meaning archaeology. Books open up and people who have knowledge open up to say what? That's not true. Right? They're not saying it for us. They say it amongst themselves because, you know, they believe that they are the chosen people. So they think it for themselves, but it's all to benefit us. All right? Keep reading from the top there, Aisha.
Exodus chapter 3 and verse
14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
And God said unto Moses, I am that I am.
Uh-huh. And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. Now that will be translated I will be Haya would be be, I-be. Ashar would be that. And then I would be I. And Haya is be. I be that I be. Keep reading.
And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am have sent me unto you. And God said moreover unto Moses, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob have sent me unto you. This is my name forever.
Read that verse again.
And God, should I just say the name?
Say the part where it says, tell them I am sent you. Now we're going to get that in Hebrew, right? We're going to get that on the...
Verse 14. And God said unto Moses, I am that I am.
So here's something that you don't know, right? God made you to love because he can love. And God made you to be able to hate because there's things, plural, that he hates. And God made you to laugh because he can laugh. And God made you to crack a joke to laugh because he can crack a joke to laugh too. All right? Okay. Now here we go in the Hebrew here. Waya Amar, right? We do this every week. Why is and, ya is he, Amar is said. Allah Yum, meaning angels, plural. Al, we had it on the board earlier. Al means onto. You're going to see al almost every single verse of the Bible. Right? Masha is Moses. I am. I is I. Haya is be. I be. This is black talk. I be who I be. Yo, Aisha, you be about how much?
I be about how much what?
How in age, man? You know how much age you got, man?
26.
Okay, so there you go. So you be about 26. So we use this word like be, but that be in Hebrew is haya. Can you see this protozoa? Is it blurry? Okay, so they can see, right? Right. So that be that we will say in English all the time, be, that's this right here, haya, haya. Right, Salakia. Right? So underneath every sentence, right, they're gonna have the root word separated, right? So here, they separated the root word to let you know that haya is not a word in itself. Right? I means I, and haya is the base of the word, and I is just a preposition that you would add onto any word. Like down here, sa is a preposition. But the basis of this phrase is amar. Right? Amar is the word, and tha is just a preposition. Over here again, right? We got the base of the word amar. So you look for amar here. That's what we call the root word. And then you have prepositions. Wa is one, and ya is another one. Wa means and, ya means he. And he, amar means said. Right? And this is everywhere. This is how Hebrew works. Right? You got the base of the word, ban, which means son, and then you got a preposition and a possessive. But the root word is ban. All right? And it goes on. Tell them what? To the sons of Israel, right? Yasha Allah, I am sent me, right? And it sent me. Shalak is the base of the word. Shalak means sent or send. Like you want to send someone a text message? Send me that on Messenger, Shalak. Shalak, right? And then Naya to say Shalakanya, that Anya is the same Anya where we say I am, like Anya, right? Shalakanya, right? But the basis of the word is Shalak. So this is not an entire word by itself. This is two words put together, right? Root words are always 2 or 3 Hebrew letters, right? Always look up for the possessive or the preposition at the beginning, like here. What did I do? The possessive, the preposition at the beginning. Preposition, prep meaning pre, meaning before, right? It's everywhere. It's everywhere, right? Good. So he's saying what? I am sent unto you, right? Now, now, if I may, the verse before, the Lord have respect unto us. And even in the context here, he's not even saying
he's not even, he might be saying that his name, but it sounds like he is saying, I'm the one that sent unto you. Right? I be sent, I am unto, okay, so he is saying it like it's his name. Right? But then you go to the next chapter. And it says what? Read it in English.
And God said moreover.
And God said moreover. Read.
Unto Moses.
Unto Moses. Now in the Hebrew, it says Alahayim. Right? To say the powers, meaning the angels saying this to Moses. Right? That's where it says Alahayim. Meaning it's not God directly. There's a mediator in between. There's a messenger in between. Allah Yam is the angels. Al-Mashah. Thus what?
Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel.
Unto the children of Israel. Who?
The Lord God of your fathers.
Then it's in English, in the King James Version, it's going to say, the Lord, the God of your fathers. But here it says God's name. Then it says God of your fathers in Hebrew. Right? Right. You see what I'm saying? Allah ya. Abba yaka. Abba is father. Abba is fathers plural. In a category sense. As we always talk about, right? With ta. Right? So that's God's name here. God's name is right here. In the next verse, where people try to say, God's name is I am that I am. You don't read the Bible. Seek ye out of the book and read. God damn. You know what I mean? All the foolery that's out there in the earth, man. Because brothers don't know how to read. And then they're going to say, oh, the Masoretes put Yahweh in there in the next verse. Well, did the Masoretes put I am that I am in there in the verse before? Like how you can't say that. Because I could have seen you back with that. And you can't prove that he did or he didn't. You just got to go by what the records say. And the Masoretes from the Yale University, who studied the Masoretes and studied Hebrew, say that they considered the book to be too sacred to change anything in the book. Okay? What's going on out there, man? New York City, man. Huh?
It's like they double park. So the bus, remember the bus comes down that route, so he can't pass without you moving the car.
Come. Okay. What's next? What time we got? 8:45. We wanted the Leviticus 23 and 10.
Okay.
Give me let me do this one more time with the I'm gonna do it here, right? I'm gonna get Ezekiel 23 and 24 here. Ezekiel 23, 24. Right? Right here, right? So we got preposition again. Right? This root word is wrong. That's a wrong root word. I'm telling you this as a teacher in the Israel School of UPK. That is wrong. Bawa'ah is not the root word of wa, ba'awa. Wa is and, ba'a is come, wa is his. Bawa'ah is not even here. They got a what meaning wa is in there, right? That's not what's here. Bawa'ah is coming. Ba'a is just come. Right? So that was incorrect by these interlinear scholars. They don't know Hebrew. You see what I'm saying? Again, al yaka. Al is over. The same way we say Yahweh Shema al ata. Al is over. Right? This also became our word to say against. That these people are trying to come over you. You see what I'm saying? They trying to come over you, meaning they're trying to rule over you. Right? And it says what? Ha Tazan. Ha is the. Tazan is a word which means weapon of war, right? Ha Tazan, perhaps a weapon of war of an unused root, meaning something sharp or strong. So this is a sharp weapon, Tazan. Right? Now this is together with Rakab to say car. We call this a car today. Rakab is like a car. Right? They call it a wagon here. So they have a weapon a weapons vehicle, right? And when you go down, that same Tazan here is here again. Tazana. Now Tazana, like we always press, that Tazana is not female like gender, because bucklers and shield and buckler doesn't have a gender, right? This is what you call the servant tense, meaning the buckler serves the person holding it, right? Okay. Tazana wa magan, shield and buckler, right? Waya kwawabai, helmets, all right? Okay. Good. And that was the point I was bringing up earlier with the ban and bana. You got tazan and we got tazana. That ha is a preposition to say the. Tazan ha meaning the, tazan, and then tazana, meaning this is a product of that weapon of war. Tazana. Okay, good. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to get the scripture that correctors are asked for. Okay. And that would be Leviticus 20 and 10. What we're going to do is, I'm not going to write out the whole sentence. Or maybe I should. Right? I was going to just put words upon there. Okay, online, right? You decide right now, right? People type in the chat. Do you want me to put the words on there? Or do you want me to write out the whole sentence, everything together? All right? I'm going to write them out in English letters, of course. Because, of course, out there, we're not privy to reading Hebrew. So I'm going to write the Hebrew out in English letters. For example, right? You look at a Tanakh and you'll see Waya, Amar. You might say, you can't read that yet. You're not ready for that yet. So what I do is, this Wa, right, is Wa. And then Ya, right, is Ya. And then you have the word Amar, which is Amar, right? So now on the chat, let me know. We're going to read out a chapter specific for the feast day coming up, the ending of the Feast of First Fruits. Do you want me to write the keywords out, or do you want me to write the whole sentence out, right? You want me to write the keywords in English letters, or do you want me to write the whole sentence out in Hebrew letters? Right, let me know right quick. Okay, all together. Latoria. We teach Hebrew every Friday. Every Friday is Hebrew class. Monday is history, right? With General Muhammad. Tuesday is brotherhood class with Captain Tazaiwan in Delaware, right? Wednesday is the law class. Or Captain Cousins are taking the feed from Captain Tazaiwan. I'm talking this channel right here. Okay. Captain Cousins are going. If you're watching Cross the Line Radio, Captain Cousins are going to teach on Tuesday, right?
You got the brotherhood class now.
The brotherhood class. Captain Cousins are going to teach the brotherhood class. Something's funny on I can't read it from I'm far away, right? If it's garbage, just delete it, right? Don't worry about it, right? Captain Cousins are going to teach. Go ahead, Ashaya.
I thought he was only broadcasting on the other channels, the Boston channel, I think.
Oh no. He's doing Israelite headquarters. Boston, the Connecticut channel, and Cross the Line.
Okay, right. So this is.
Still on the
I'm only talking about this channel right here that people see right now.
Comic-Con.
We're on Isupk online classes. Tuesday would be Captain Tazaiwan. On Cross the Line Radio channel, it will be Captain Katza on a Tuesday, right? Good, right? Wednesday, Captain Mashak Mayam. You're gonna stream for the first hour, and then it changes over to Chicago. If you want to watch Captain Mashak, you want to go to ISUPK Washington DC. ISUPK Washington DC, Wednesday 7 to 9, as he uses the first hour on the ISUPK online classes, and it goes to Chicago.
right? Thursday, scripture breakdown class with Jeremiah Hyman in New York, right? Where Jeremiah Hyman teaches in Philly on Mondays. He teaches in New York on Thursdays. If Jeremiah Hyman is not here, you'll see Captain Tazayak, his second for that class on Thursdays, right? Friday class is Hebrew. Every Friday is Hebrew, right? Mainly for the purpose of Hebrew is the following morning. So tomorrow, right after today in the morning, you're gonna exercise this. You're gonna read this tomorrow morning, right? So the Hebrew class is right the day before you have to read Hebrew tomorrow morning. So if you go to any school in your zone, whatever city you're at, if you go there, you're going to be following along in Hebrew. So you come to class, you bring your questions on Friday to prepare you for the class in the morning. All right? Every Friday is Hebrew class, all right? Good. Something I was going to say, I forgot.
So we was talking about Isaiah, and which one, anybody who's one, of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 10, completely.
Mashamar Yash said something a while ago too. The brother said everything right in the board, right? The letter, put that back on the board. That was heavy. The letter J was invented in what?
1524.
The letter J was invented 1524 by, what did I say?
The Italians, but he put it on.
Triciano, an Italian scribe, right? But then the letter J was not acted out until the 1700s when they wanted to take the Apocrypha out of the Bible. And all of a sudden we got J's and everything, right? Okay, right? So good stuff, Mashamar Yash, right? There's something else that Mashamar after that, right? Scroll down just a little bit. Okay, brothers, everybody wants the whole sentence. Okay, so let's get our Leviticus. So get your Bibles out, get a pen and paper ready. Right, we're gonna write out Leviticus and write at the bottom of the board down here, right? Because we're gonna work on the top on down. Leviticus. Let me get my thing uniform here. Where's the eraser?
Oh, right there.
Oh, yeah, come. The water. I appreciate that. Slap. Right, in capital letters. Right, so we're going to be going over Leviticus. Right, this is 23 and 10. So like I am I don't know what you call that, but I gotta make sure that my thing is neat and legible. All right, 23 and 10. That should be all right, right? Good. So of course you want to get an app called the Biblical Hebrew Interlinear, right? By Eagle Apps. I believe it's not Eagle Apps. It's Hagios Tech. Oh, he asked the same question. Good bar for the Most High. You know what I mean? We on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Why are you not beside me in camp? Hey, brother, I didn't know you were gonna ask that. Something just told me to say it. I just said, say where the app is from and who the author is. You know what I mean? You know, and he just brothers, I put it on the board just now, like how you see him right here. You know what I mean? As I said that, so you know what I'm saying, you know, I don't know what the Lord is saying to you. You know what I mean? Maybe you should be in here with us. Maybe you should teach my Hebrew class. You should come in after I try Yalaka. He's up next. He's already in here. He got all of his tests already. You know, he got to do his officer test, become an officer, teach my class, and then I guess you're following that behind him, and then people following behind you. Go ahead and press this up. Yeah.
Kabar, he says, Slaki, sir, priest and officer of 500, Mashah, Chicago.
Oh, Ash. Ashire, right?
Ashaya.
Yeah, I know that, brother, man. Big up to Ashire in Chicago. Big up to Chicago school, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Come on, cool. I think we're going out there soon, right? In June or July.
I'm trying to get that.
Yeah, we got a cookout going on in Chicago, so I'm gonna be there.
That's what we're
You know what I mean?
do.
Come. Okay. So Leviticus 23:10 starts with the bar. All right. Big up Bayan your Allah too, when I see you out. Right? The bar. Right? So it starts with the bar. So of course in Hebrew, we read from right to left, but in English, right? We start from left to right. So I'm writing in English letters. That's this light up here.
Oh, that's that.
Right? See if you can bring the camera up. Right? To just get that light out. You gotta bring these legs up right here. All right? Good. The bar is speak. Right? When a man speaks, it's a command. Right? And then we got what? Al. Al is onto. I'm even going to try to put the dashes into so you can differentiate prepositions and all that, right? The bar. Can we see high enough on the board? Let me go higher on the board, right? I want to get as much things in here as possible, right?
Come. I got as high as possible, so you.
Okay, so water.
I got the wood.
How about this right here? I'm bringing seats right here.
I'll blow it up.
Good. Right? The bar. The bar is speak. Okay. And then al. Al is onto. Okay. And then we got what? Ban ya. Right? Which is translated, they say this is children, but this is my sons, right? I'm gonna put my son, right? As I will see it by right way of preposition, right? My son, right? Okay, and it goes what? Ya. Ya meaning he, Shar means prince, Allah means God. Allah means God, Allah means power, Allah means authority. Let me write that properly right here. Ya is he, right? Shar is prince, right? And Allah is God. Right? That's how we made that. That's how the Lord made that Hebrew name, Yahshua Allah. Right? This is how you say Israel. This is Israel in Hebrew. Right? That's how it's done. Yah is he, Shar is prince, Allah is God. Now what's that? Remember that garbage they used to say in the street? Israel is Isis, Ra, and El.
No.
You remember that? But that's English. You was into that. You was into RBG stuff.
Come.
You know what I mean? Isis run. It's not Isis run L because this is not. This is English, right? We come from Hebrew. There's no Isis in Yah. First of all, it's this, and then it's this, right? So that Yah and that Shah can be together to have Isis, right? Because this is the Yah. Remember now. Get that book back. The what do you call that? The Hebrew biblical Hebrew by the Yale University, right? Right. So they broke it down like something like this, right? Where the page where they turned the Yah into an I. That's this right here. Okay, short on page. Right? They turn the Yah. Right? Can I see it? Is it clear? A little clear, right? Right. They turn the Yah into
It's not focusing. So let's go back out again. Let's go back out. There we go. See right? Looks like it right there. Right? That's the Yah right there. That's the Yah in Yasharallah. They turn it into an I. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? What's the other one? The Ah with the not what's the other one again? Yasha Israel, and they got the A with the right? No problem. But this is the transliteration, all right? But that's how they did it. They turned the Yah into an I, like they did, like they said that the Jewish people even did, and furthered upon that. You see what I'm saying? And then that L right here, that's English too. This is where the more people talk about God's name is El, because of El here from Allah, which is God. And the Muslims call him Allah because the Lord's name wasn't given to them. Right? They just know him as the mighty power. God means power or authority. Okay? Okay? We're going to keep going in the Hebrew. Okay? And it says what? Wa. This is the next line, right? In the same chapter. Wa. Wa means and. Right? Amar. Amar. Amar means say. Right? Amar means say, and then you got what? The af. Amaraf. To say category, plural sense in the sense of a category, right? Not as in per se 1, 2, 3 like young. All right. Okay. And it says what? Then it says al hum. Right? Al hum. Al means onto, and hum means them. Right? So in Hebrew, it's written together like this. Al hum. It's written like it's one word, but it's not one word. All right? It's al, the main word, and then hum as the possessive. And that's how Hebrew culture works. It's always preposition at the beginning, 1, root word 2, and then possessive at the end, right? 3, right? And when you read Hebrew, you always go in that manner. 1, identify prepositions. 2, read the root word in the middle. 2, that's step number 2 always. And then the third step would be to look for possessives all the time, right? Now this here, right? This doesn't have a possessive, right? This doesn't have a possessive. So let me just erase it so you don't get confused. But that is the what do you call that? The protocol, the order of process, right? 1, 2, 3. Number 1, all right? I'm gonna write them out on the board. Number 1. Look, remember this always. You want to read Hebrew? Remember this for the rest of your life as long as you know you're an Israelite. Right? Look for step 1. Let me put 1 down here. Look for. Pre means before. Right? Pre means before. Right? Preposition. Meaning what? The root word is the word in position. The preposition goes before the position. All right? 2, right? Then you're going to do what? Identify the root word. Right? The root word is the word in position. And then number 3 is the possessive. Right? The possessive.
right? And that's the order of operation here. Remember this always. Remember this always. Preposition. Root word, possessive. Every word you're reading, you're looking at it. Is there a preposition here? No. Is there a root word? Yes. What's the root word? The bar. Is there a possessive? No. On to the next one. Is there a preposition? No. Is there a root word? Yes. Al is the root word. Is there a possessive? No. Keep going. Is there a possessive? Is there a preposition? That's where it says number one, right? Is there a preposition? No. Is there a root word? Yes. Ban is the root word. Is there a possessive? Yes. Ya is a possessive. So it starts at 2, 3. And they go on. The name has one too. Yasha Allah. Right? Allah is a possessive. That's God. God is possessive. He's not, them or y'all. Allah, the Most High, the power. Right? And we got a preposition. He is a preposition. You have to say Yah, right? Shar is the root word, and then Allah will be the possessive. We are the prince of God. We're owned by the Most High. You know what I mean? My book, right? My pen, my phone, possessives. My chair, possessive. Your chair, possessive. Their food, possessive. Well, Prince of God, possessive. All right? Okay? So let me get this out of here now. Right? So this Yasha Allah, right there, right here, right? Translation that is Israel. Okay? Israel. Okay? What's next after that? Onto them. It says Kaya, it says when, but in Hebrew, Kaya is 4. Kaya is 4. Okay? Then it says what? Fa Ba'a. Fa Ba'a Wa. Okay? Clear the board for you for your sight. Okay? For when what? For you. So now this star right here, in this case, is a preposition to say you. It says you. When you come him into the land. Right? So star right here is you. Right? And Ba'a means come. And then Wa means his or him. Right? Al again. Al. Unto. Okay? Ha Arataza. Arataza. Right? Ha is the. Arataza is earth. This is the same Arataza that is written as Ar-Sareth. You heard of this before, right? Ar-Sareth. Right? When people talking about second Nessus, when they talk about second Nessus, chapter 13, where the Latinos, the Ephraimites, came to the Americas, right? And they came across Ar-Sareth. Ar-Sareth was not an actual specific name of a place. it just means that they found land. They found this place, a country for themselves. They found land. When you find land, what do? You name it after whatever you want to name it. They named it. They named the Mayans named their land the Yucatan. And that Yucatan means Joktan. Joktan and Yucatan is the same spelling in Hebrew, right? Because they knew they were the Israelites, right? The Simeonites in Dominican Republic, this is before the Levites got carried in slave ships from Africa and from Europe, right? It was just the Dominicans on the island before they were called Dominica, right? They labeled themselves as what? Quisqueya. They call the land that we now call today as Hispaniola. They call it Quisqueya. Why? Because Quisqueya was the last ruling king over the northern kingdom. And they named the land Quisqueya. Quisqueya was Hezekiah. Hezekiah in Hebrew, that ha is cha. Kazakwaya, I think his name was. But they in transliteration today, they called the land Quisqueya. Now, why the hell would they call it Quisqueya if they're not the Israelites? Why would they name the land after Hezekiah in Hispaniola if they were not the Israelites? Why was Brazil called Brazil? It's a Hebrew name. It's a Hebrew word to say Barzal, iron. They called Brazil. They called it Brazil. Barzal in Hebrew. Okay, the Latinos are Israelites. All right, that's what you gotta learn to swallow down into your fat, stupid neck. It's like saying stupid, right? But people gotta admit that, man. We're not Africans. We're not Africans, and the Latinos are Israelites. Okay, good. Of course, I'm saying I use that gesture because the Bible says to eat the scroll. Right? You have to read the book. You have to swallow it. You got to digest it. All right. Okay. I want to picture this right here. Sure, I got that picture a while ago with Israel on the top too a while ago. Okay. Okay. After that is Aratazar. It's gonna say Ashar. Ashar usually means that or which. I'm gonna say that. Which and that is the same thing. Other than when it's being used for a question. You can say that is the one. I don't know how to use that word which. Ashar is that. All right, that. All right, good. Then he says Anya. Anya is the formal way of saying I am. Anya. And here's the thing when the Lord said I am that I am. He didn't say Anya because that would be formal. God was talking in ghetto talk. This is how your people talk. Your people say what up. Okay? Ain't no devil make a movie and God comes out and say, yo, what up, my nigga? You know what I mean? That's what God was essentially. He was talking in the way that you talk.
That's right.
Like, what you talking about, my brother? You know what I mean? What you going about? You talking like that. God talks like a Judite. All right? Talks like an Israelite. I am. Go ahead, Professor.
So, I have a statement and also I have a question. Somebody asked a question, but what you were saying is so hard body that the Most High was saying, listen up, I am who I am.
Yeah.
You know who you're speaking to. I
Yeah.
am who I am.
Yeah, man.
Wait,
What do you mean? Who sent you? Me, nigga.
Me, yeah.
Me. Who's at the door? Me. I'm at the door. Because God is black. You got an afro like this brother right here, like this one right here. This how God look. Right? God got hair like that. Daniel said that. You know what I mean? God don't got what's that thing? The Sistine Chapel. God don't got hair like the Sistine Chapel. He got hair like Aisha Allah. All right.
And also, we have a question. If possible, sir. I remember that you had I was looking for the preposition sheet that we always post.
Yeah.
Because the sister, let me say Latar.
Yeah,
Latoya. Yeah, she don't have it, so she was wondering what the preposition is.
Oh, so
she got the concept of it, but she knows.
See for a second, right? If you can just go into the email, the Coastal Line Radio email, and just put preposition in the search.
Oh, come.
Right? And it should come up, right? And it says what? La.
Oh no, she got possessive. So what is a possessive? Shalaki, sir.
A possessive is something that be written at the end of a word, right? So here goes the procedure again. 1, 2, 3, right? First procedure, look for a preposition. Here's a preposition, ta. Root word is what? Ba'a, right? I'm not too far away, right? Root word is ba'a, right? And then the preposition, the possessive was phase number 3, or step number 3. Possessive meaning what? Possessed by a person. How the possessed in what way? It's possessed by him, her, you, me, them, or y'all. So possessive is written at the end, where it's to signify him, her, me, you, y'all, them, like that. That's a possessive. All right. Here's the possessive again. Them, because they can possess you. Right? They can possess that building. They can own that building. Right? That's what I mean by possessive. Here's another one. La, come. Right? La. Follow steps now. Is there a preposition? Yes. La is a preposition to say to. Is there a root word here? No. Because come is not a root word. If you know Hebrew. Right? So there's no root word. So you skip number 2. Number 3, is there a possessive? Yes, there is. Come. Come is a possessive to say y'all. Because this is a black language. We have a language where there is an allocation for y'all. Because that's how we speak, y'all. Okay? This is a black language. This is the language of the people running from Shaka Zulu in Africa. Running to the slave master. Teaching class. All right. We got one more. We got one more room for the last part. It's lucky we didn't get the whole sentence. The whole verse. Brothers, all right. Right. I want to see if I can fit it down here. If I can, maybe I can make a margin. All right, I'm gonna remove this thing right here and try to fit. Just a minute, so I can even out where I'm going to fit. Okay. Okay. So where we at? We at lakam. Right. Good. So then we got wa. Can you see on the board? Okay. We got wa, ha, quatazar, right? Quatazar means reap. Right? Why is and. Ha is the. Right? This is what? Qatazar Ratham. Qatazar Rath. Rath is the category plural. Category plural. And then a thumb. That thumb is the same thumb like hum. Right? That's the only way I can make sense out of that, right? Hum like thumb, the same way how we take off the R for like anya, right? And that ma right there would be like them or like there, right? Them, there, they, same thing. It's theirs, right? And then we have this phenomenon called ath, right? Ath. Let me move the bottom part over so we can fit it all on the board.
It's like a story got Chuba Bunny and Yala.
Yeah.
We were talking about the prepositions. He was saying, he's talking about saying Yah at the end of a word is in most cases is used as a possessive, like Bun Yah, my son.
God. Okay. Ath. You'll see this ath pretty often. It's gonna be written like so. Right? Ath, you're gonna see this all the time. This is like saying bullet point, right? Just so you understand. It means to apply a verb, right? But I know when I first was taught this by Captain Kataza, I didn't understand it, right? So with our English speaking mind, it was easy to translate this like saying a bullet point. Bullet point of verbs, of the last verb, right? It's like a bullet point of the last verb. So the last verb was reap. All right? Good. And we have qua, ta, za. Say it again.
Quataza.
Quataza, ya, ra. Right? Quatazar, ya, ra. So we got the ya there now. This is the same quatazar. Quatazar as this. Right? So this is the same quatazar as this quatazar right here. Right? And then the ya now, the ya is like an ed. We went over that earlier. Meaning what? The ya makes it past tense. I got it all scrambled up at the end over there. I don't like that. It looks like we can't make out what's being said. Maybe it's just shorten over here.
So like it's online. Even on my Slacky, I wonder if I may. Even on my phone, it's pretty clear.
Okay.
Except for you have a thought pertaining to, or like the bullet point on the verb for quataza.
Okay. And just move these over. Okay. And we'll move the off over. And then we'll move that off. And then we're gonna put Quatazayar, right? Quatazayar.
Is
Ra. Okay.
Oh, the Shalaki, sir.
Yeah.
Come, you fixing it now.
Okay. Come. Okay. Quatazayar. So this yar right here is like an ED. Okay. And then the ha over here, that ha right here is what we call the servant tense. Usually it's coming out of something. This altogether is how you say harvest. Right? Harvest. Right? And that's because when you reap all of your fruits, it's labeled as a harvest today. Right? So you're reaping a fruit. You reap a fruit. Here's a verb. Reap. You're reaping a fruit, meaning you're gathering the fruit. You're gathering. Quatazar also means to gather. All right? Right? So let's I want to look at Zephaniah 2:1 right quick to see if they use the same word. If they do that, I'm gonna change reap to gather. If not, I'm gonna leave it as reap because it's specific to fruits.
Slack, so you want Zephaniah 2?
I don't want it. I don't want you to get it. Slack you. Okay, no. So the gather in Zephaniah is unique to Zephaniah. So no, it's Koshash. We're not gonna do that. All right. By the way, in Zephaniah 2:1, right, it says gather together before Christ comes back. Right, so I don't know what fake Israelites trying to say gather together and we're all gonna be united when Christ comes back. But they don't read verse 2 because they don't seek ye out of the book and read. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. Right? They don't do that. So of course, they think they can have their own Israelite groups everywhere because they don't know the Bible. If you see a fake Israelite group, just know that he's there because he does not know the Bible. If he knew the Bible, everybody would never join a fake Israelite group. That's right. You would join the ISUK always. But you only do that because you just don't know the Bible. From the beginning, the book of Numbers is all about staying within Moses' camp and not creating another camp with Korah and Dathan and On. Right? But cats don't know the Bible, so you know how that goes. We don't know the Bible. Yep. It's time. Guys, it is time, right? Okay. Okay. Let me just finish this last part right here. Slakia. Right. And it says Quatazayar. And it says wa, ha. So here we go again. Preposition, and then root word, ba'a. Who's that? Aisha? Sure. Yeah, man. That person is the devil. Who's giving me the story about the reason why we're sneezing, right? Is because they wanted to avoid labor on the street from cleaning up nuts from the trees. So what they did was they said kill all the female trees, only put up male trees.
So that's why all the pollen just stays.
So the pollen, we have additional pollen to the usual, and there's no other tree to collect the pollen. See what they say? It's just pollen everywhere. Your car is whatever color you bought the car is green. No matter what color you bought the car, that car is now a tint of green because of tree sperm everywhere. Because the oppressor is an LGBTQ member.
That's right.
He got to make the trees gay. And now we all sneezing like we're sick because of this LGBT manifestation of ideology from this oppressor.
Right.
You know what I mean? Come on. So same thing again. I don't know if you can see this, right? Wa.
You can see it, sir.
Come on. Wa is and. Ha is the. And then we have what? One. This is so phase one and phase one. And then this is the root word ba'a, which is come. Right? And then we have the possessives on the end. Right? We got the plural. And then we got the them. Right? Them or there. If I'm getting that right. And bring and come them, right? And then we have what? Ath again. Ath here is the same ath from over here, right? I hope it's not written too crazy. I hope you can understand what I'm reading here, right? And then Imar. What's the word? Pratazah?
Amar.
Imar. Imar is to say. It says right here, sheaf. Right? What is a sheaf? Properly a heap, a dry measure. Right? So this will be a I want to use, so what I'm gonna do right quick, just to clear this up right quick. Right? We're gonna go to our Kindle. Right? We're gonna go to our Kindle and to see if there's any alternative as a shortcut, right? To Imar. All right, we're going on Strong's. Right? And we're going to go to the manasa and what's the Imar? Ipar is dust. Ipar is that thing outside, the pollen. That'll be like dust. Ipar. Right? So if I go to Ipar, right quick, there's a sidebar, right? Ipar, I want to see this. Ipar, right? It says what to be. It's used there as dust. Why are we on the topic of dust? Right? That's Ipar. Okay, good. Itazah. Why are we on the topic of trees? Itazah is tree. Itazah is how you say tree. So there's Ipar coming from the Itazah because Itazah is tree. All right. You want Imar. Okay. Have we close? Okay. Imar the stand. Here we go. Imar. Right? Primitive root properly apparently to heap, figuratively to chastise, as if piling blows. Okay, that's black talk again. Okay, heap. They got wool in Aramaic as Imar because wool is gathered into a heap. Okay, so here we're gonna do. We're gonna put heap because what is a sheaf? Yeah, see, there you go. We gotta think about it. So I don't want something we gotta think about. I want something that we put on the board and you see what I'm saying? I want it like that. Imar is a heap. Okay. And I did that because I did the same thing when I wrote Imar on the board. I was doing the same reaction, like, how would they explain a sheep? Go ahead, Pratazah.
You saying the heap? You talking about like a bundle or something like
yes.
A heap of hay?
Yes.
Oh,
you gather it all together. You
know
what I mean? That's like we gather all the.
Hay.
Yeah.
Heap or hay.
Imar is heap. Okay.
We're talking about because Shalakia, sir.
Yeah.
If I may, because you got what is that? If I may, but pertaining. One is pertaining to the verb. The verb is atan. Is it atan? No. So like is it ata? So it's pertaining to ta Quataza Atham.
Qataza Yar. Yo, big up all the brothers locked down, man. You know what I mean? Big up all the brothers locked down, finding out the Israelites.
That's right.
In every prison in America, big up all the Israelites. You know what I mean? Behind bars, finding out the Israelites. You know what I mean? Big up to Mashma Yash, big up to Zadanya Allah, right? Shanya, right? Shawar in New York, right? Brothers in Chicago prison, brothers in Los Angeles prison. Mashma in Mississippi.
That's right.
Right? We got all the brothers locked down, right? In the Israel school UPK. Quatazayar, so the same, this Quatazayar, the same Quatazayar over there. Harvest. Right? And it's come as y'all. Y'all harvest, meaning y'all brought this together. And then Al is on to, right? And the last word is Ha-Kahan. What is Ha-Kahan?
The priest.
Very good. The priest. And the priest is the brothers in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, the ISUPK. So what are you supposed to do for your piece of first fruits? Stay at home? You ain't no priest. You gotta find yourself to a school location. Right? You gotta have that seal of the Most High. You see what I'm saying? You bring your harvest, y'all, onto the priest. You see that, y'all? That's what it says in the Bible, right? It says, bring the harvest, y'all, right? That Ra'ash is head. Right, all together, right? That term became first. I believe they got this as the part of the book of Genesis, right? The word Genesis. The word book of Genesis is Ba Ra'ash Yath, the same word right here. And the word first for us, we took the word head and put Yath on the end. So like the baby's head comes out first, or you're running, who got their head first? Right? First was born out of the word head. Ra'ash Yath. Okay? Good. And with that, I pass the class to priest and officer Paratazar.
Clap it up. ISUPK. It's not.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Go ahead.
This is ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPKs, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, a brother or sister has if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Salakia.
Lenwood Collins, right? You from Brooklyn? Give me a text, all right? This is for Level College for you in Brooklyn, right? Shoot me a text at 347 280 3520, right? For Linwood College, right? You're in Brooklyn, give me a call, right? 347 280 3520. I'm gonna put it in the chat, all right? Go ahead,
Come. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you, give to treasury department or teacher. Priest will fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation, the Feast of First Fruit, May 29th, is that the Monday, sundown. Remind the Akim and Aquafim to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to become a trooper to in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf. And with that, am I doing what you mean to stand? We're gonna give a courtesy salute. Amen to Israel. Amen Shabbat. Amen Barak. Yah Bashim Yasha Rakatam. Yaz Matap. Class dismissed.
Olivia Arnold, the Feast of First Fruits is 50 days, all right? 50 days is the Feast of First Fruits. And yes, Olivia Arnold, Hebrew words have more than one meaning to them, meaning they started off with one word, and here's a new thing that came about. You have to name that new thing with the words that you already have. So that's how Hebrew works. All right, shalom, y'all.